afternoon, everyone. My name is Dave Roberts. I'm the Capital Projects Manager here at Willand Pond, and this is my weekly talk to tell you everything that's going on with the expansion, and of course, it's moving pretty quickly now. It is October 31st, Halloween. So, you will have seen some changes around campus this week. And if you're not on campus, I just want to go through some of the things that have been happening. You will have seen, if you're on campus, you will have seen fencing going up, porta potties, dumpsters, and across the site office. And they're the main things that have happened this week. And we're starting to hook up the electric for the site office. And that's what's going to continue over the next week as well. So more things, just sort of part of their gearing up towards construction. Nothing happening on the inside of the building, although our construction team from Wilson are in the building a lot, looking at logistics and just figuring out the path forward. So next week, there won't be a great deal, it'll be more of the same, basically. You're not going to see a lot more happening. Essentially, they'll be putting a scrim up on the fencing so that, it kind of looks a little nicer and it contains some of the dust and trash inside the fenced area. And they'll be continuing to mobilize their trailer and get barricades up on the road and signage as well. So that's pretty much it for next week. You won't see a lot of changes, but after that, things will start to move along a little more quicker. We have, of course, during this time been figuring out the schedule for the construction. A couple changes there, nothing huge, but things that will affect the moving of the bank and post office, which don't happen until next March, but it's really the logistics of building out those new spaces in order for the bank and the post office. They can't go into a temporary space. They're going to move directly to their permanent space. So a little bit of sort of management around that. Next week, we also, there's been some talk about the trees and plants being taken down. I know Mark Eisenhandler sort of opened it up for staff if they wanted to grab any planting before things get taken away. Mark has been really, kind of keeping a keen eye on plant material that can be reused. And I think he's just about finished with removing what he needs or what he sees as being viable to transplant. And also what's worthwhile. Some of the planting has been in for 15 years and it's sort of reaching its natural life. And but I know that he got a lot of interest from some of the staff to take some of the planting that's still available, and that'll be happening over the next few days. And you might have seen yesterday on that lovely rainy day that we had, the memorial tree for Joanne Hoffman was moved. So we had an outside contractor come in and pick that up. And of course, that rainy, drizzly day was perfect for transplanting a tree. And of course, we do need the rain, and that has been transplanted to a location near the entry on the health centre side. So I've talked about next week. One of the things too that we have been doing is, Tom's been working on the swing space downstairs, which is almost totally complete. The bathroom isn't finished. In case you didn't know, there is going to be a new bathroom downstairs. This is adjacent to the swing space. And I just took a couple pics this morning. They're pretty horrible pictures, so you'll have to bear with me. Oh, and they're not going to show up here. Let me just try this again. Bear with me. So this is just a picture of the largest space that's down there. that'll be used for exercise classes and so on. And then we also have this conference room because, Tom Tango loves to have his photo wherever he can, and we'll all pay homage to Tom when we're using that room. Um, and then the actual fitness room will be, all the equipment will go down there on Monday. So there won't be a fitness room on Monday because it will be in process being moved down to the new space. But I think this is going to work out really well. Matt will have his desk down there. We'll have all the fitness equipment. The mirror will be moved down there as well, that big mirror. And this is, a pretty large space. I think it's going to work pretty well for the 9 months that the fitness and the new wellness building are under construction. So it is for a decent period of time. It's all freshly painted and carpeted, and I know Tom is working hard on getting that bathroom completed as quickly as possible. So I just wanted to share those with you just so that you can get a look at what that looks like down there now. Now, I do want to talk about car parking. I know I talked to you about this before, but it's a big one, and I know that it's a disruption, but it's a work in progress, and we're going to listen to your feedback if there's issues. What we identified, what was really, really helpful through the survey that Michelle sent out, was we identified, or between 20 and 25 residents came forward and said that they only need their car, like once a week, and they're happy to do valet parking. So that's really helpful because I know that these first few days have been a little challenging for some people to find a parking spot, especially at the front of the building. And so being relieved of those 25 cars is going to make a big difference. I'm pulling this up here because it shows the staff parking, how we are trying to push the staff parking to the outer perimeter in order to free up resident parking close to the main entrances as much as possible. And of course, the biggest challenge there is resident parking, visitor parking for people who aren't maybe as familiar with the parking lots and so on. So we have identified this parking lot as a really important one for visitor parking. We do have designated visitor parking along one side, and we also have these, of course, the good neighbor spots. We added more good neighbor spots to this parking area. I think that's parking lot 5. And parking lot 4, there's a bunch here as well. So that's just a reminder, everyone, do I need to take the closest parking spot to the entrances, or can, if I'm a little more able-bodied, maybe I can park a little further away and leave that for someone that's might have difficulty walking. But from this diagram, you see in yellow, staff parking is pushed to the perimeter lot at the health centre. And then you will probably have already noticed that this is filling up with staff parking as well. We do encourage staff parking or staff to park along George Danskin. That's going to be really helpful for us as time goes on. And as I say, we're here to listen to your feedback and to understand the impact on you, but we are hoping that this will be a path towards a solution while the staging areas for construction are taking up a good part of the car parking. Just also want to show you this one. It's a little similar, but it designates some of the actual general parking during renovation. We added these 4 ADA spots here because, of course, they got pushed out of where the staging area is for Wilson. And these are ADA spaces. This is next to the main entry. They're for visitors only. So as I say, work in progress. I know Jason is working hard on logistics for the for the valet parking, and we will let you know about that, once we have more information about how that's actually going to work. I also wanted to share with you this diagram, which is showing the traffic flow, because this is really important because we are going to close off the road. Actually, the road is going to be closed off all the way to George Danskin here. So this road here where it's striped and beyond is going to be closed off. And the reason for this is because, first of all, there's that curve that's, that bend in the road that's a little dangerous for visibility, but especially with the construction vehicles coming in and out of here. And, they're going to be coming in to deliver materials and so on to these parking areas where the staging areas are. So we've closed that down. We will close that down next week. And then that means that if you come in on George Danskin to get to the main entrance, you're going to have to go around past the cottages and this way. We are going to support this with improved signage so that everyone understands. And same for pedestrians too, so that there's signage to guide them to the main entrance, to the health centre, and also just to the parking lot. If you are stepped outside of the library exit, that exit adjacent to the library, you may be a little surprised to see that there's a fence sort of in front of you, but you can exit out of there and access the car park. You've just got to turn left and walk along that sidewalk, and you can get access to the car park on that side, and there will be signage going up there to reinforce that. So that's kind of my discussion on car parking. I really do want to hear your feedback, and if you're having issues, that's what we want to know about, so that we can improve things if that's necessary. I just wanted to mention about the pool temperature because there'd been discussion about this. The swimming pool is they're not going to start work on the swimming pool until January 26th. And the reason for that is because the SUNY swimming pool is closed until like the 21st of January. And so we want residents to have continued use. So this means that you'll be able to use the Woodland Pond swimming pool until January 26th. And then after that, the swimming pool will be closed for about 10 weeks while they do the work in there. They'll fast track it so that we get our swimming pool back on track as quickly as possible. So January 26th, just remember that. Easy day to remember, it is Australia Day. So that's when the work will start on the swimming pool. I talked about the flex space. Also, a good reminder from the logistics committee this morning, and that is that, we talk about schedules and dates and so on, but just be mindful that these things can change. There's sometimes unpredictable things with deliveries or, getting materials or getting equipment and so on, really long lead times. And so these dates can change. We try to firm them up as much as possible. Some things are out of our control. So that's why we're going to keep talking to you, keep doing my talks on Fridays, just so that you always know the latest and know that there's any changes. We will be doing on Fridays, we'll be doing a 2-week look ahead, so you understand what's coming down the pipeline in terms of changes. But just ask you to, be patient in case there are changes over time. That's all I have for today. I hope that you have a great weekend. I'm actually away at a conference, Leading Age in Boston, for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, back on Wednesday. We do have our preliminary conversation with the village about the satellite expansion next Wednesday, so that's pretty exciting. So just to let you know, if you're trying to get a hold of me, I'll be answering emails, but maybe not as quickly as I normally do. Have a great weekend. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks. Bye.